Whoops. Okay, go again. Whatever you were about to say.
I was pretty much done. I mean, I can. I can do that. I can do that. Chat wants to see me pat my head and rub my tummy, or is it rub my head and pat my tummy? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. You just can't see me. You have to take my word.
And he's a lawyer, so maybe don't. Uh, yeah.
I see it. He's doing it.
Okay, that's weird.
Okay, now I'm creeped out because I'm not sure how you're seeing that.
See, I'm not a lawyer. I can lie all I want.
Is that how that works? That's actually not inconsistent with my observations.
Wow.
We are the best.
That was pretty good. I think I peaked the mic with that laugh. Apologies. Okay. All right, well, that puts us over a minute of recording, so surely the actual recording has started at some point. So, here we go. Ow, jam. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mana Pool. Oh!
And Chewie died.
I hit my elbow on my desk. Ow.
Hey, at least it didn't pop.
I was trying to shift. Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Chewie, and I've injured myself, and I'm the lead dork, and that hurt. And other dorks, talk for a second. Ow.
Hey, I'm Brian. I'm the lead rambler, tangent master of the group, and I have not injured myself in the last 60 seconds.
Show off.
It's a new record. Record.
And I'm Dirk, the self-proclaimed greenest man alive and moral compass of the group, and I have also not injured myself in the last 60 seconds.
Give it time.
And I also have not had to yell at my kids in the last 60 seconds either. Because apparently, as my wife just said, all of your kids are asleep. And it's like 8:30. Wow. Yeah. And I was like, and I told her, that doesn't shock me because they all seemed really tired today. They're really tired this morning because we were telling them go to bed, and they didn't want to. And now they finally went to bed, and they definitely needed it.
And this is what counts for excitement in Dirk's life. So.
Yeah, I'm not yelling at anybody. Keep muting myself.
So.
And then everyone's like, "Why isn't Dirk responding?" I'm like, "Dang it." Muted myself because I had to yell at my kids for a minute.
I miss Mike.
Yeah, so Mike is not with us again this week because, well, apparently they're on their honeymoon.
Yes.
Because they had their second wedding / reception thing this weekend.
They renewed their vows.
I mean, technically, although it's a bit quick to be vow renewing, but you know.
I mean, it was a year later, yeah. It was basically a full-on wedding, just not, the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was essentially we're all getting married. Some of you can, if you want to come and see, that's fine, but we're not inviting everybody. This is not a shindig. This is just we're getting married. That's it.
I mean, that was the first one.
This one is hey, we're getting married. Let's all have fun. Let's all party. Let's all socialize. That was this one.
Yeah, and when they started planning it, things were getting better COVID-wise.
Yeah.
And then things took a turn, but it was too late to stop.
It was too late to stop.
The scheduling engine that was running. So
yeah,
I again missed Mike's wedding twice now because
we don't want to get into it.
It was awful.
That was
and
go and look at the odds and ends for the rant that we had.
And I mean, it's terrible, but I'm really wondering how many of Mike's weddings Chewie is gonna have to miss.
By the way, so I don't have to miss Mike's next wedding, get a vaccination. Go get your shot. Get a shot. Damn it. I did peak the mic on that one, but good. This needs to be hammered home. If you are able to get a shot medically and you haven't, get a shot. we're gonna lose. Well, we're not gonna lose another Halloween because we're just gonna act like everything's fine, even though things are as bad now as they were before. Because Americans are stupid.
I mean, my daughter has a birthday coming up, and we're like, "What are we gonna do for it?" And we're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah."
So don't eat horse paste. Don't gargle iodine, which is a thing
I haven't heard
that
that
they're
one.
It just popped up recently.
What?
Just get
Why?
a vaccine for God's
Just,
sake. Like that,
just don't.
if you the people that aren't vaccinated are the reason that things are still bad.
Full stop.
Anyway,
Just
this
yeah.
concludes that portion of the show. You're the reason that I had to miss Mike's wedding again. So, since the last episode, the full Midnight Hunt, Innistrad Midnight Hunt set has come out. Yeah, we were going to record last week, and I honestly didn't want to, but Brian and Dirk were both like, yeah, let's do a show. And I said, okay. And then we hop on the call, and the first thing Brian says is, man, if we weren't doing this, I'd just go to bed.
Yep.
And I went, so we just didn't do a show. I was like, I don't want to do it tonight. I'm only doing it because you guys said so, and you're like, I'm tired. So we shot the breeze for like half an hour, and then I played Bloodstained Ritual of the Night on stream. So.
Nice.
Yay. And then the next night I beat Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Yay.
Nice.
And I started up New Game Plus, and New Game Plus is kind of boring because I'm massively overpowered. So I'm probably not going to stream New Game Plus. Anyway, that's not what we're here for.
Oh, well, I guess not. So we start that, and we're not going to stop, are we? So
exactly, yeah. So let's talk about more. What is this called? Midnight Hunt. There we go.
Yeah. So, like we said, last time we got into this, we saw about 15 to 20 cards, right? We talked about darn near all of them. And since then, the whole set's come out. So, how do we want to stab this? We want to start with the Planeswalkers? Like, maybe we should start with the Planeswalkers.
Where are the Planeswalkers? I don't even know who the Planeswalkers are.
So,
There's a green one.
We have talked about Ren and 7, correct? Because that was like one of the very first cards to be revealed, period. Yeah. We talked about Arlen last time because she was revealed.
Yeah.
She would be in the flippy cards. We have a Teferi, and he is gold.
Oh, yeah, who slows the sunset. Okay, I've seen this name.
Do you want to talk about it?
Look at that tiny ass text. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, so Teferi, who slows the sunset. For 2, a white and a blue, is a 4 loyalty Teferi. +1, choose up to 1 target artifact, up to 1 target creature, and up to 1 target land. Untap the chosen permanents you control. Tap the chosen permanents you don't control. You gain 2 life. So that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So it's artifact, creature, land. Any of them that are yours, you untap. Any of them that aren't yours, you tap. Okay.
And you always gain 2 life.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, that's interesting. -2 loyalty. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put 1 of them into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Okay, that's... I forget which blue spell that is, because they all look the same for me to me. But I'm pretty sure that's a blue spell, right?
Yeah, is that consider? It's one of those.
I don't know. So it's just generally useful. And then the limit break is -7 loyalty. You get an emblem with untap all permanents you control during each opponent's untap step. And you draw a card during each opponent's draw step. Oh.
I love the ones that scale up in multiplayer. So, yeah, that's pretty spicy. The more opponents you got, the more cards you draw, and you're untapping all the time. Dirk, you'd like this. You were a big fan
Yeah.
of, like, was it the Markbound Liege?
So the one that did was the Seaborn Muse. They untap all permanents you control during each opponent's. Because the Seaborn Muse did it anytime at the beginning of your turn, untap all permanents you control. And then draw a card during opponent's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Seedborn Muse was the first part.
Yeah. And actually, I think he's right. The Merc Liege.
Murdoch Fiend Liege, yeah.
Yeah. Does something. So it's just been a while since I've seen the card.
Hmm.
So I play with that deck.
You mean
But
you
yeah,
haven't played Magic in a while? How dare you?
I know. So yeah, I I mean this is a very solid card. I love this card. I'd build a deck around this card.
Yeah.
It could actually go in several of my decks. As a
And
matter of fact.
so he's really good, and this is a very good card. I'm kind of glad. Keep in mind this this set coming out means that everything rotates, which I know standard, except if you play on Arena, hasn't really been a thing for a while. But Throne of Eldraine,
Wait,
Ikoria,
I thought it rotated with Crimson Vow.
no, it's rotating out with this.
Really?
Yes, you can feel free to double check me on that, but I believe that is correct.
Oh no, I was just mistaken. You
Um,
actually play Arena, I don't. So
I do play Arena from time to time. Um, but we're losing Throne of Eldraine, Ikoria, and the Theros Beyond Death.
yeah,
Yay, no more Titans. And then also Corset 2021, which was Teferi themed. So you're like, okay, we're getting a break from Teferi, and Teferi's like, I'm here, and look at my gorgeous face. You're never getting rid of me ever again. Ever since they decided to retcon that, he's not stupidly old. He is stupidly old, but he's, young again. We're always going to have Teferi. He would make an interesting commander if you're playing Brawl. That's for sure. Because he only cost 4 to put out the first time. I can see this being a player in casual and possibly standard. That first ability is really, really good.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't really protect him because you can only do it at sorcery speed. Um, so the tapping their stuff down, I guess you can untap your stuff to get in the way, or untap your lands to try and counter their stuff. But okie dokie. So that is Teferi. We've already seen Ren and Seven this time, and we've already seen Arlen. I think those are the only planeswalkers. He said, so maybe chat could correct him if
yeah.
he's
Chad, feel free
wrong.
to yell at us if we're wrong. I have
I
not
know
actually
that
paid any attention to the set, so I don't know.
the story also involves Soren, of course, Chandra and Kaya, but I think they're going to get their cards in Midnight Vow. Wait, Crimson Vow.
If they get them at all.
If they get them at all, which is not always, it's not always guaranteed. So, but I think that might be it.
I'm scrolling
There's a
slowly,
okay.
not seeing any more all the way up to blue, and I don't think there are any in white. So yeah.
Okay. There is a mythic cycle of creature cards. They are the adversaries. And there's one in each color.
Okay, what's the white one called?
The white one is called Intrepid Adversary.
Ah, there it is.
I'll go ahead and take this one just to get us started off. For the Intrepid Adversary, for 1 and a white, is a 3/1 human scout with lifelink. It's mythic. That's not, I mean, a 3/1 for 2 with lifelink, that's already decent. But when it enters the battlefield, you may pay 1 and a white any number of times. When you pay this cost 1 or more times, put that many Valor counters on Intrepid Adversary. Creatures you control get +1/+1 for each Valor counter on Intrepid Adversary. So it's
multi-kicker.
It's multi-kicker is essentially what it is.
Like, no, it's literally multi-kicker. They just didn't give it a name for some reason.
I don't. If Mike was here, he could probably tell us the reasons for it. But all of them have this effect. When they come in, you pay some amount, and they scale up. But this guy is an anthem effect. But notice it doesn't say other creatures you control.
Okay, so Wolfie pointed out that it's not multi-kicker because it's on enters the battlefield, not on cast. Which, sure, but that's a very minor difference.
I mean, it's true because if it's countered...
Yeah, if it's countered, you didn't pay the mana.
Yeah.
So it's like better multi-kicker?
Question mark? I mean, kinda, sorta. But so keep in mind, this guy's a 3/1. I feel like the right number for this is probably 2. So you're paying 6, but giving all your stuff +2/+2 is probably already good enough to win you the game if you have essentially anything else. But you also get a 5/3 with lifelink that you probably don't want to like risk losing, but
it's there.
It's there. So I like it. Valor counters. So that's the white one. They are all adversaries. So if you look for the adversary in blue.
The fact that it enters the battlefield means that you could, like, blink it when you have more mana.
That's also true.
Huh. Weird.
Spectral.
Yeah, the blue and a spectral adversary. For 1 and a blue, it's a 2/1 spirit with flash and flying. And when it enters the battlefield, you can pay 1 and a blue any number of times. You put that many +1/+1 counters on it. Then, up to that many other target artifacts, creatures, and or enchantments phase out. Ooh.
And has flash, as you said. So, yeah.
That's neat.
Little trick.
Huh.
Other target artifacts, creatures, and or enchantments.
Well, I mean, yeah, why would you want to phase out your own thing that you just played?
Just saying. It might have like landfall or something like that, so you're like, every time it comes in, hey, something happens, and just keep phasing stuff out so it keeps landfalling.
No, phasing doesn't do that. Phasing doesn't trigger anything anymore.
Oh.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, never mind.
That's kind of the whole point of it, is to get around doing that sort of stuff.
Well, then never mind. I'm not going to play your game anymore.
Is this like the time you attacked me because I pointed out that I couldn't block your flyer? So you're like,
That's
well, then
right.
you can lose.
With my slivers? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well,
How
in that case, why are we still playing this game? Let's just end it.
Oh my god.
Awesome.
But yeah, because it has flash, you can use it to remove, like, enemy things that are coming at you, or enemy things that are in your way, or as a response to mass removal or something, you can save some of your stuff, or in which case then you would actually want to phase out itself, but you know, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a floor wax, it's a dessert topping. And then after all that, you've got a flyer that you can punch your opponent with.
It's true.
Yeah, it's neat.
Yeah.
Black one is the Tainted Adversary.
You said taint.
He did.
Well, this one is 1 in black for a 2/3 Death Touch Zombie. And when Tainted Adversary enters the battlefield, you must pay 2 in a black. You may pay 2 in a black any number of times. When you pay this cost 1 or more times, put that many +1/+1 counters on Tainted Adversary. Then create twice that many 2/2 black zombie creature tokens with Decayed.
Huh. That's
Twice that many.
yeah.
So if you
That's
do
a lot
this
of
3
zombies.
times, you're getting 6 zombies.
I was gonna say I'm not doing the math for you, Dirk.
I think really
I
with
forgot what
these,
number I said.
I think the question with a lot of these is if you pay it twice, what do you get? So the first one, you get a double anthem effect. The second one, the blue one, you get to phase 2 things out, and you get a 2/1. Well, actually,
A 4/3.
a 4/3. Thank you. So for this one, you do it twice. It costs 8 to do that. Who? But you get a 4/5 with Death Touch, and four other zombies.
Yeah. This one, it's actually fine to just do once,
Yeah.
and it totally feels worth. Because a 3/4 Death Touch is still gonna survive a lot of combat scenarios. And you get 2 zombies. Now remember, Decayed just means that it can't block, and if it does attack, it's sacrificed at the end of combat.
Yes.
Which is probably why it makes twice as many zombies as you'd expect, because they're one-use zombies.
Yeah.
Single serving zombie.
I do think that the 2 in black is very appropriate to make it not be a stupid number of zombies that you get out of this too.
Yeah. Is Vampire Interloper a reprint?
Yes, it is.
Okay, good.
Same art and everything.
Okay, that's thank you, because I kept looking at it while we were talking about Tainted Adversary, going, that's not a new card, is it? I don't think that's a new card.
And they really helped you along with that in that it's not a new art or anything. Yes, you have seen this before.
Good.
So, all right. In
So the red one is Bloodthirsty.
Yes, it is Bloodthirsty. She is, I think. For 1 in a red, this is a 2/2 vampire with haste. So a 2/2 for 2 with haste. When she enters the battlefield, you may pay 2 in a red any number of times. When you pay it, you get that many +1/+1 counters on Bloodthirsty Adversary. Then exile up to that many target instant and or sorcery cards with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard and copy them. You may cast a number of the copies without paying their mana cost.
Ooh.
Which you just dumped all this mana into her, so I'm going to pay. This is probably another one where it's probably fine to pay it once, because then you get a 3/3 with haste and a free shock or whatever costs 3 or less. I mean, it could be a decent burn spell, it could be a draw spell. And to clear if nothing else, to clear a blocker out of the way, you know?
Lightning Bolt.
Why it's always got to be the lightning bolt?
Because I like to attack the darkness.
I know you do.
I think that was Magic Missile, but okay. So then the green one. Nope. Wrong mythic. Primal Adversary. Ooh. Dirk, what's it do?
Yeah, give me a second to get down to it.
Dirk, what's it do?
Primal Adversary for 2 and a green. It's a 4/3 with Trample. When Primal Adversary enters the battlefield, you may pay 1 and a green any number of times. When you pay this 1 or more times, put that many +1/+1 counters on Primal Adversary. Then, up to that many target lands you control become 3/3 wolf creatures with haste that are still lands.
Huh.
It doesn't.
That doesn't
untap
say.
the lands.
Do what?
It doesn't untap the lands.
It also doesn't say until end of turn.
It does not.
It just turns them into wolves.
It does.
Big wolves.
Wow. That's huh. That's good.
It is indeed. That that one, they're all pretty good, but that's definitely one of the better ones.
Like I'd pay 5 mana for a 5/4 and a 3/3.
It does not untap the lands, as I said. So, but I do appreciate that it gives them haste.
Yeah, so if it's a land you just play, I think they do that just to keep it so you don't try to attack with one and Arena goes no, and you're like, why the hell not?
Because you just played it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
in Arena sometimes that's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Compared to in Paper Magic where someone has to go, you can't attack with that. Why not? You just played it. Oh well, then I made this one a wolf instead and attack with it. Meh. Thinking kitchen table-y, not like F and M-y. I like the way I turned those into adjectives, and yet it still makes sense.
You did.
But yeah, Primal Adversary is pretty damn good. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
Okay, there's one that I wanted to talk about that I saw while I was scrolling up earlier that made me go, ha!
Okay, what's that?
It's in black, and it's called the Meat Hook Massacre.
Oh, this thing is awesome. Yes. It's even the Meat Hook Massacre.
Yeah, not a Meat Hook Massacre, like it's a Tuesday. No.
No. You know which massacre this is. It's the Meat Hook Massacre.
And when you say it, people on Innistrad go, oh. So, the Meat Hook Massacre is a legendary enchantment for X black black. Yes, legendary enchantment, and it costs X black black. And it says, mythic. When the Meat Hook Massacre enters the battlefield, each creature gets -X until end of turn. So it's a sorcery -X effect. Okay. But then it's an enchantment, which means it's going to keep doing stuff. So what is that? The stuff it keeps doing is whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. And whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, you gain 1 life. I think I like it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like that you can just lay it out there on turn 2 if you want, or you can scale it up. This is a fantastic board wipe that you just tailor to whenever you want. I also kind of do and kind of don't want to know what it's talking about, because, I mean, it's the Meat Hook Massacre. As we said, it's not a Meat Hook Massacre. It's the Meat Hook Massacre. There's a story here, and I kind of want to know what it is about, and I kind of don't,
Right? Yeah,
The image is... Ugh.
Yeah, I like this a lot. This looks like a scene from the first Evil Within game.
Mm-hmm.
And anyone who's played it probably already has thought that. But like from the beginning of the game, that first creepy boss guy, the butcher dude. Mm-hmm. Buh. I like it. I kind of want to get one for Kervek.
You know, it'd be a great card to go with that.
What's that?
Lord of the Forsaken.
So Mike's not here, which is really too bad, because
this would be him.
It's a demon. Well, why don't you tell us what the Lord of Forsaken does?
So for 4 and 2 black, it's a mythic demon. It's a 6/6 with flying and trample. It also says black. Sacrifice another creature. Target player mills 3 cards. Pay 1 life. Add colorless or is it
Yeah,
colorless?
Kellis. Yeah, that's correct.
Spend this mana only to cast a spell from your graveyard. Why it's great is because you can sacrifice things.
You can sacrifice things to mill yourself, and Mike would be like, "Yeah, heck yeah."
Or mill somebody else potentially.
Why would you do that?
I'm just saying.
I'm agreeing with you, but I feel like somebody's got to be Mike because Mike's not here, and I can
You gotta
see
advocate for him.
I just see Mike being like, "Yep, gonna just mill myself for
I gotta get
all
all
the
the rich stuff."
cards."
But as he's sacrificing stuff, everyone's losing life. He's getting to the things he wants. It's a win-win for him.
Dirk, what you eating?
Just eating uh, wrap. I'm just eating something really snacky.
You couldn't do that before the show, Dirk.
No,
I ate
couldn't.
dinner before the show. That
That's why I
hour we
keep
were
muting
sitting here
myself to
shooting
be
the
like, so
breeze.
you're not listening to me chewing.
Lord God above. We've only been doing this for almost 14 years, y'all.
Almost.
And we're still bad at this game.
And we spent an hour just shooting the breeze before the show. And Dirk, wait till we're streaming and recording is like, Lord God above.
I am totally not eating anything. Now, if you excuse me, I gotta go pop some popcorn. So what do you think? All right. So here's what I gotta ask.
What do you gotta ask?
What do you think? There's other cards I want to talk about, but I mean, come on, they're right next to each other. You gotta have the Lord of the Forsaken, and you've got to stick a really ornamental hat on the guy, right? Like something that just says, I don't know. Come on, say it with me now. There we go.
Yeah, the Mask
You know
of
it, you love it.
Griselbrand. For 1 black is a legendary artifact equipment. Because of course it's an equipment. The equipped creature has flying and lifelink, because of course it does. And whenever equipped creature dies, you may pay X life, where X is its power. If you do, draw X cards. And it equips for 3. And the flavor text is so great. The legacy of evil lives on. Because don't forget, Griselbrand came from Innistrad, which I always forget that until we get here.
Oh, yeah. So, take this, put it on your 6/6. It already has flying, but now it also has lifelink.
It equips for 3. Did I say that? I don't know if I said that.
I think you did.
You did.
But I just want to see this demon that's like, hey, want to see my Griselbrand impression?
It's a party. All the demons are just sort of hanging around, drinking punch that's actually blood. And, and tears. And probably urine, because demons are gross.
They are.
And he goes, guys, wait a minute, hang on. And he runs back to his bedroom and he comes out with this on and he goes, and he's got like knives from the kitchen and he's got those holding in between his fingers, and he pulls the sleeves down so you can't see his hands, and he goes,
Yes, it was funny last time.
Yeah, the demons are like, yeah, we get it. What do you think? We get it. Because nobody likes this guy, but, you know, they keep coming to his house because he springs for the good drinks.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody really liked Griselbrand either because he was kind of a dick and he didn't have hands. But no one really didn't like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But even though they didn't really like him or dislike him, it just seems Like a dumb joke.
Yep.
Lord of Forsaken doesn't get any of that. He's like, yeah, I'm hilarious. Yeah, okay, buddy.
Yeah. And if you disagree with him, he, sacrifices.
Sacrifices you to make someone mill. Yeah.
Any other mythics in black? Just since we're here, I think those are the mythics in black. There's other neat stuff, and yes, I'm aware that the Mask of Gristlebrand isn't mythic, but sometimes mythics are the more interesting choices anyway. So just thought I would
Yeah, we got all those.
Okay. There was an interesting mythic in white that I saw a while ago. I was like, ooh. And it's the Saguardian Savior. So I guess
Yeah.
Sigarda is the leader of the angels now because she's, not dead. That's pretty important criteria. And for 5 mana, 3 and 2 white, angel doesn't have a job, mythic, 3/3 has flying. When Saguardian Savior enters the battlefield, if you cast it, so none of that blinky business, then return up to 2 target creature cards with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's pretty darn flexible.
Huh. Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't have anything else to say. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
But that's pretty good. It's it's like the inverted something of Eos. I forget which one.
Ranger? No. Ranger of Eos?
I can't remember which one dealt with small creatures, to be honest. It's been too long.
Guardian Dude of Eos. Come forth.
Yeah. Dude of Eos. Okay, are there any other mythics in white while we're here? We did the adversary.
I don't think so.
Nope. Okay, how about... We'll just run through the mythics real quick, because why not?
Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, yeah, we have Lear. Lear?
Yep.
Lear, yeah. Oh, this is an interesting card.
Okay, what does it do?
Oh, well, I mean, I just took one, but I can take this one too. So Lear, Disciple of the Drowned, for 3 and 2 blue, is a legendary human wizard. 3/4 for 5. Spells can't be countered. Before we go anywhere else, I just like the fact that it says spells can't be countered. It doesn't say spells your opponents control.
That is
Straight
true.
up, nobody's countering spells. Don't do it. Nope. Just put the counter spell down. Just don't do it. Each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard has flashback. The flashback cost is equal to that card's mana cost. Boom. That is huge.
Wow, that's kind of ridiculous.
And you know what this means is this is like the perfect card, bar none, for a combo deck. Because all your stuff has flashback. That's important, sure, but they're also not countering whatever you're doing.
I mean, sure.
Because they, can't.
Until they kill this, which it's only a 3/4, so I don't know about perfect. It's still 5 mana to do nothing right now. But I see your point. I just like that this character's doing like the Little Mermaid on the Rock thing.
Mm.
Okay. What a I never thought I'd see those words on a card though.
Spells can't be countered or
just
or
all of that part together.
I mean, that's it seems neat now. And then I'm going to be playing on Arena and somebody's going to be like, "Oh, by the way, all of my time warps have flashback." And I'm going to be like, "This is the most awesome thing ever. Just amazing.
Yeah, all my
Do I-
time warps have flashback, and I'm hitting you for 1 a turn. Plink, plink.
Isn't this great?
Yeah, it's
I feel like
wonderful.
this should be great. Yeah. Scrolling through red. There's a dragon. It's a neat dragon too, but I just took 2 in a row. So somebody else talk about the dragon. It is the Moonveil Regent.
Yeah, there's not another mythic in black there, chat. Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
Jaren is a black mythic. Okay.
Probably a commander card, but we're not talking about those tonight.
No, it's in the Duo Flippo, you know.
Duo Flippo.
It's a double face card.
Oh, okay. I'm like, Duo Flippo, really?
But we're going down the card image gallery, so
yeah, we're not there yet.
In a bit. Yeah.
Okay, so Moonveil Regent, is that what you said?
Yes.
So for 3 and a red, it's a 4/4 dragon with flying. Imagine that.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you cast a spell, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw a card for each of that spell's colors. Huh, okay. That's actually really sweet if your hand's empty anyway. You're like, red spell. Oh, draw a card. Red spell. Oh, draw a card. Like, that's kind of gross.
Yeah.
And then, whenever Moonveil Regent dies, it deals X damage to any target, where X is the number of colors among permanents you control. Oh. Huh.
So it's a mono red card that really wants you to play diverse colors.
Yeah.
It's kind of an interesting concept.
I wonder if that means... Wait, what? I don't remember the sets that are coming up next after Crimson Vow. Was there anything that we know is multicolored?
We're not going back to Ravnica. We are...
oh yeah, the one that's the Mafia thing.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Gothic, thank you for that 44-month holy crap resub. Mwah.
And then we are going back to Dominaria.
Not that that's known for multicolor, but okay.
No, but that I'm merely stating what is known.
And Kamigawa. Moonveil Regent's
That's
pretty
right.
sweet though.
Yeah. So we're not sure about that, but I mean, you know, players like multicolor. They said that the original invasion block. I think that's probably the only invasion block because invasion is not a plane. Was one of their most popular sets ever because it was the first one other than Legends to actually like really embrace multicolored as a theme.
Yeah.
So,
and looking back, like that was a crap way to do multicolor. Hey, Bogard, thank you for that 16-month sub. Yay!
But it's what we had at the time. So,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, despite it being, you know, crappy, it was still wildly popular because people love multicolored. Which is why we've been back to Ravnica 18 times or however many. Yeah.
And we'll keep going back to Ravnica over and over again, apparently.
And over again. Hey, there's a burb.
There is a burb. And this is a pretty amazing burb. Dark, have you seen this burb?
I have not. So let's go and talk about it.
Okay.
For 2 and 2 red, it's the Sunstreak Phoenix.
So it's naked?
That's right. Burning in the countryside.
With no pants on.
With no pants on. It is a 4/2 Phoenix that has flying. If it's neither day nor night, it becomes day as Sunstreak Phoenix enters the battlefield. Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, you may pay 1 in a red. If you do, return Sunstreak Phoenix to your graveyard. From your graveyard to the battlefield.
Keep going.
From your graveyard to the battlefield tapped.
Huh.
Now I just want to see a card that returns a card itself to your graveyard.
That would have to be
I
like Sleepy Zombie or something, right?
screw this, guys. I'm going home.
Yeah, when night becomes day, return Sleepy Zombie to your graveyard. But yeah, I like that it doesn't have a ridiculous method of coming back. It's nice and simple. It's cheap, one in a red, whenever, but it's dependent on something else happening, which is the day-night cycle.
Yeah, I really like the fact that not only do we have the werewolves that do this, but I like the stuff they have tying into this. I think it's neato.
Yeah, it's not like Shadow, where there's, as Mike loves to put it, a smaller, dumber game of Magic going on over here that doesn't interact with the main one.
Yeah.
Like, there's more stuff than just the werewolves, the daybound and nightbound stuff that reacts to night and day.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Okay, so Mythics in green.
The last thing I want to say about the Phoenix is sometimes Phoenixes are really hard to pull off. This is actually a pretty good one, I think. It's not like, oh, it's going to be all the time, but it's not so difficult that it just feels stupid either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the condition of getting it back. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like if you cast 3 red spells and a creature died and you didn't get kicked in the nuts this turn, during your upkeep, paste a bunch of mana and blah, 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 blah. None of that nonsense, because your opponent can just kick you in the nuts. And boom, see? What just happened? Oh, Gothic just gifted 5 subs.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's gonna take a while. So, who got him? Brian got one. Planeswalker Pat, Skyatonic, Wolfie, and Dementor. Yay! Welcome to all of you to the pool. Although, you were all already here. You know what I mean. Enjoy your subbiness. Now you can bat at this game and bonk. And Chewy lurking. All in other streams. Yay! So okay, the mythic, the first mythic I see in green.
It's the consuming Bob.
Yeah,
Blob. Consuming Blob.
Bob is he's the tavern keeper in Hearthstone, right?
But what about Blob?
Well, as of the dorks, I think I am the one that this most resembles, so I will read this.
Okay.
The consuming blob for 3 green is a mythic ooze. Its power is equal to the number of card types among cards in your graveyard, and its toughness is that +1.
Isn't that Tarmogoyf?
I think Tarmogoyf looks at all graveyards. Doesn't it?
I'm looking it up.
I was gonna say, you literally have the internet at your fingertips.
I'm looking up. Keep going.
So at the beginning of your end step, create a green ooze creature token with it's got the same. It's the same. Its power is equal to number of card types in your graveyard, and its toughness is that +1. So at the end step, it makes an ooze, but the new ooze doesn't have the ability to make new oozes, so it doesn't. It's addition, not multiplication, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Tarmogoyf does count all graveyards.
That's what I thought.
So, and Tarmogoyf also costs 2, whereas this costs
5.
But Tarmogoyf does not make a new Tarmogoyf every turn.
Correct.
So, yeah. So yeah, this thing's spitting out a new one, and then, well, they all. Oh no, it doesn't. It doesn't make an exact copy of itself, so it doesn't then make exponential copies of itself. But it's still pretty good, I think.
Oh yeah, I like it. Because by turn 5, let's say it's a 3/4. Because you've probably, like, a creature's probably died. You've probably cast, like, a sorcery in an instant. Let's say. So, like, a 3/4 that drops a 3/4 every turn. That will continue to get bigger as stuff happens in the game. Yeah, it seems good. I like it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not busted. I don't think it's going to wreck standard or anything, but...
Oh, no.
But I like it. And fetch lands. Yeah, let's not forget those.
Also true.
Yeah.
And I think that's it, because we already covered the Adversary, and we already covered Ren and 7. But we have gold cards.
We always have gold cards.
Gold?
Yeah.
Have we had any sets that didn't have gold cards in, like, forever?
It's been a while. Like, original Mirrodin block purposely did not have gold cards. But it's been a while.
So the first one I found was Saguarda. Did we already talk about Saguarda?
We talked about Saguarda last time.
Never mind then.
Just for mythics.
We talked about Teferi. Yeah, there aren't anymore. Okay, well, let's keep going.
Okay.
Screw you, gold cards.
Artifacts, nothing. Lands, nothing. But flippy cards.
Oh, yeah, flippy cards. We talked about the Enduring Angel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, Delver of Secrets.
Yeah, I saw that was back.
In Pog form. I mean, it's at uncommon now. You know, like it should have been. But yeah, look, Delver is going to be back in standard. Yay.
Yay. Can't wait for that.
Oh, we have a puppet stitcher.
Which we covered that because it turns into the factory.
Oh, yeah, that's the one that turns into the factory. Okay, yeah. Okay. So I guess it's just the one that chat talked about. Yeah, Jaren. Oh, I love this guy. Yeah, what's he do?
So for 2 and a black, he's a 2/3 human cleric. Whenever Jaren Corrupted Bishop enters the battlefield or another non-token human you control dies, you lose 1 life and create a 1/1 white human creature token. For 2, target human you control gains lifelink until end of turn.
Seems good.
And, go ahead.
That was it. Seems good.
Okay. At the beginning of your end step, if you have exactly 13 life, you may pay 4 and 2 black. If you do, transform Jaren.
Da-na-na-na.
And he turns into Ormadiah?
Ormandal.
Ormendal?
Yeah.
Ormendal, the Corruptor, who is a legendary demon. That's a 6/6. Flying, trample, lifelink. Sacrifice another creature, draw a card.
So, does anyone recognize the name Ormandal?
I feel like I should, but is he the one that the monastery turned into last time?
No.
Okay.
Ormandal is... There we go. Ormandal... Oh, yeah, the Abbey. Excuse me, you're right. Yeah, Ormandal was the one, the Westvale Abbey, which was pay 5, tap, pay a life, get a cleric, and then pay 5, tap, and sack 5 creatures to turn the Abbey, which was a land, into Ormandal, which was a 9/7 with flying, lifelink, indestructible, and haste. And so now we have Ormandal back as what Jaren apparently sacrifices himself to summon. Because you can see in the art, Jaren standing there in front of him, and the flavor text is Ah, Jaren, you've been such a faithful, useful insect. So clearly, Jaren is not becoming Ormondal, but he's summoning him up, and I guess Ormondal's disposing of him. Isn't that cool? I love this card. This card is dumb. Like, even just the front side is fine. Because for 3 mana, you get a 2/3 and a 1/1. Which is great.
Yeah.
And anytime another human dies, you get another 1/1. You lose life, but whatever, you're getting 1/1s. And you can give humans lifelink, so it's not like it matters. So you can, with the life loss and giving humans lifelink, you can monkey around with your life total until you hit 13, and you can summon Ormondal. I love it. I love this card.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And is that the last mythic? Arlen.
Yep. Oh no,
No,
there's the best name in the
No.
freaking thing. Oh, I'm sorry. One of the best names in the set.
It's pretty ridiculous.
The hostile hostel. The hostile hostel.
Hotel California.
Yeah, the hostel, which is a mythic land that taps for colorless mana.
Truly, this is the end of days.
That's not the important part. And then for 1 tap and sacrifice a creature, you can put a soul counter on the hostel. Then, if there are 3 or more soul counters on it, you remove those counters, transform it, then untap it, but you can only do that as a sorcery. And it transforms into the Creeping Inn, which is an artifact creature horror construct with a black color identity. And it's a 3/7. It says, whenever Creeping Inn attacks, you may exile a creature card from your graveyard. If you do, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is the number of creature cards exiled with Creeping Inn. So, remember, you're with the front side, you're not exiling anything, so it doesn't. You start at 1, is what I'm saying. So you attack, and you can exile a creature, and then your opponents will lose a life, and you'll gain a life. And they go, aha, I'll block it with this, like, 8/8, and you go, oh no, and you can pay 4 to phase out the Creeping Inn.
But notice that because it's phasing in and phasing out, it returns to the battlefield as the Creeping Inn, not as the hostile.
Right, because remember, phasing out is just, you just pretend it's not there until it phases back.
Yep. I love the design of this card. It's great.
The design of this card is great. Like, it gets up enough. So it's a haunted house, or a haunted hostel, that gets up enough, like, it eats enough bystanders until it gathers up enough arcane energy to wake up and crawl around and eat people. Yeah, this card is awesome.
It is.
Plus,
this is very good card design for anyone taking notes.
Plus, it's got just one of the best names. Because depending on where you're from, it's the hostel, but they're 2 different words. It's like if you had a tier list of whose tears tasted the best, you would have tears. It's a homophone.
Yeah.
Because homophones sound the same.
They do.
So yeah. So let's check out some of these double face cards. there's one we have to talk about just because of the art. I don't even know what the card does, but when I was looking for art for the thumbnail from a couple weeks ago, I found both sides of it, and I went, and it's totally going to be in the thumbnail for this week. I don't even care. The Graveyard Trespasser. It's double-faced. It's in black. In double-faced.
Okay.
So
Graveyard Trespasser. Yeah.
The Graveyard Trespasser for 2 and a black is a 3/3 human werewolf. It has ward of discard a card. So if they want to try to kill it, they have to discard a card. Or whatever they're using to kill it is countered. And whenever Graveyard Trespasser enters the battlefield or attacks, you exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. If a creature card was exiled from a graveyard, if a creature card was exiled this way, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So that's pretty sick. And it's daybound. Ooh. Which means it's got a backside. The Graveyard Glutton. Which is a 4/4 werewolf. With ward of discard a card. And of course, the Glutton is nightbound. And whenever Graveyard Glutton enters the battlefield or attacks, because remember, the daybound, nightbound cards enter on the side of whatever time of night it is, or time of day it is. So if it's night when you want to cast it, you have to cast the night side. That's why it's worded that way. Because the first time I read that, I went, how would this enter the battlefield on the backside? Because that's a thing for daybound and nightbound. So in case you forgot, there you go. I forgot too. We're like the same. But anyway, whenever Graveyard Glutton enters the battlefield or attacks, you exile up to 2 target cards from graveyards. And for each creature card exiled this way, each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. So, yeah. But
I like it.
I just love the art.
Is...
Because who did this? Chris, I can't make out the last name on that.
Like Rollis?
Rollis, maybe?
Rallis.
Possibly? But yeah, like I said, when I was looking for art for last week, I came across this and I went, oh, she's pretty. Because just look at this art. The Graveyard Trespasser, the composition on that is just beautiful. And then you flip it over and it's the same scene. Like it's the same shot, except it's at a slight Dutch angle. Which means the camera is tilted to the side. So that instead of the ground being flat, level, it's tilted. And now instead of a lovely young lady, you've got a lovely young werewolf that's dug a hole and is gnawing on the bones. And I was like, this is awesome. It is Chris Rollis. Thank you. That was the chat.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But the fact that both sides are the same card, it's just the backside is better.
But I think with a lot of these, they have similar effects, so that way it's not really like an awe when it flips over. If the front side has an effect you really like, it's not like it's really a detrimental thing.
Exactly.
So, I really like a green card that you pay with blue mana. This is the Suspicious Stowaway. She's up also in double face. And for 1 and a blue, it is a 1/1 human rogue werewolf. She cannot be blocked. Suspicious Stowaway can't be blocked. Whenever Suspicious Stowaway deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, then discard a card. And she's got Daybound. So at night,
that's a good card.
Yeah, just the front half. A looter.
An unblockable thing that when it hits someone it loots. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. I will take that any day, all day.
But not at rare, though. At rare, that's kind of awful. But
we value Ophidians a little differently than we used to. Back in the day, I wonder if that would have been rare just on that side alone. I mean, she can't be blocked. Um, and then on the back side, though, she turns into a green card. She turns into the seafaring werewolf. She's got her sea legs, and she's gonna eat yours too. She is a she's a 2/1 now that can't be blocked, and when she deals combat damage to a player, straight up draw a card. I love it.
Yeah,
This is
I really like this card too because the front side is fine, but the night side is just better.
yeah.
Unless you're looking to drop cards in your graveyard, of course. But
In
outside
which
of that
case,
very
yeah,
specific case, it's just better. It's got more attack, and you're not discarding anything.
yeah.
Man,
This card is not ridiculous, but this is a very, very good card
yeah, I like this.
for 2 mana.
Pretty sick. How do you
Yeah,
make? Oh, if a player casts no spells during their own turn,
yeah,
it becomes night. Okay.
yeah,
I keep forgetting because when I'm not looking at the cards, how to make it go from day to night.
yeah. That's the big thing. If during the active player's turn, if it's day and they cast no spells, it turns to night. Unlike the previous version with werewolves, you can't if you're the active player, you basically get to decide. Somebody else can't be like, "Oh, well, I have 2 instants, so it's still going to be, day." No. If you're the active player, you do nothing, it's night. When it's night, if the active player plays at least 2 spells during their turn, flips to day at the beginning of the next turn. There is a card called Unnatural Moonrise. It is in gold and it is a red and a green for an uncommon sorcery, and its text is it becomes night. Until end of turn, target creature gets +1/+0 and gains trample, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. It has flashback of 2, a red and a green. That is the only that is one of 2 ways I think to flip to just straight up turn it to day or to night without playing a card that either says if it isn't day or night it becomes day, or a sunbound creature. Uh, the other one being the Celestus, which I don't think had been revealed last week or 2 weeks ago.
I'm sorry, I'm still hung on Unnatural Moonrise here. Look at that art. That is this art says, "What a horrible night to have a curse."
My favorite art possibly in the set, although there's so much good stuff, but the art that made me stop what I was doing and scroll back. I was scrolled down, 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 stop. What was that? Go back up. Was Wake to Slaughter just beneath it. That was my pick for.
I was just looking at that while you were saying that.
Yeah. It's also an awesome card. I don't know if it's like my favorite, but dear Lord, that's just.
You're at that art is just striking. Look at that.
It is. It is. Since we're on it, for well, what's Wake to Slaughter do?
I, I thought you were about to
All
tell
right,
me.
so Wake to Slaughter for 3, a black and a red sorcery, rare. Choose up to 2 target creature cards in your graveyard. An opponent chooses one of them. Return that card to your hand. Return the other to the battlefield under your control. It gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of the next end step. Flashback of 4, a black and a red. Notice because it says up to 2, if you only choose one, that the opponent chooses that one and it goes back to your hand. So if you just want to, for 5 mana, get a Raise Dead, there you go. It's a bit expensive. But sometimes I guess that's all you'd need, maybe.
That that is a good point. Neat.
But the art is really what.
Yeah,
sells
for
this
those
card.
of you that are listening to this on the audio version, go look up Wake to Slaughter. Seriously, like this is gorgeous. Okay, what was the other one? The Celestus, you said?
The Celestis, it's an artifact. Hey, Dark,
Okay.
what's the Celestis do?
Yeah, Dirk with your face.
Yeah.
So Celestis is art-wise looks kind of interesting. It is a legendary artifact that's rare. If it isn't day or night, it becomes day as the Celestis enters the battlefield. Tap. Add 1 mana of any color. By the way, this costs 3. I think I forgot to mention that.
Eh.
So tap, add 1 mana of any color. Which is pretty good. For 3 and tap, if it's night, it becomes day. Otherwise, it becomes night. Activate only as a sorcery.
Whoa.
And it also says, whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, you gain 1 life. You may draw a card. If you do, discard a card.
So yes, story-wise, this is the MacGuffin that they are trying to use to fix the day-night cycle. Although, given that you've got an Eldrazi in your moon, I don't know how well that'll work. Feels that like that might be a bit of an issue, but whatever.
It's really cool that you have a way, at least during your turn,
Yeah.
to actually make the text pop up. The morning sun has vanquished the horrible night.
Yeah. Thank you for looking that up, by the way, after last time. So
That's what it says in Simon's Quest when Castlevania 2 on the Nintendo, when it becomes day. Everyone knows what a horrible night to have a curse, but we could not remember after we got done recording last week, the morning sun has vanquished the horrible night. Which I think that's right.
I trust you.
Hang on, let's see here. No, I don't want song lyrics. Yeah, there we go. Images. Yeah, that's what it says. Okay. That seems like too many words for an NES game text box, but no, that's exactly what it is. Which is why that's the name of this episode. Huh? Because it's two. This is the night episode and the day episode. Anyway.
Mm-hmm. I see what you did there.
Thank you. And I'm going to put the, what's she called? The Graveyard Tormentor? Or Trespasser? And the Graveyard Glutton? Yeah, that'll be the thumbnail. I planned this out 2 weeks ago when I was making the first one. I'm like, I already know what I'm going to do next week.
Cool.
Dirk.
Pithing Needle's back.
That's
a reprint.
Isn't it Pithing Needle?
Pithing Needle.
I think we've had this discussion before.
Yeah, the art is not cool. Let's just scroll away from that. Dirk.
Yes.
Did you see the card in the row below Pithing Needle?
That is the bear. Stuffed bear.
Isn't that great?
It's awesome.
So for 2, it costs 2. It's an artifact. For 2, stuffed bear becomes a 4/4 green bear, artifact creature until end of turn. That is cute.
I love it. It's a stuffed bear that wakes up and kills people.
Mm-hmm.
Just makes me happy.
Goldilocks' worst nightmare.
And it's just a common, but it's such a great common. Look at that.
Yeah. It takes a taxidermist of unusual skill to cleanly stuff and mount a beast without severing its primal predatory drive.
You see,
yeah, that is pretty special.
What I think is interesting is that, yeah, it's an artifact, but if you have like 4 of them sitting back and you have extra mana laying around, it's like, yeah, sure, I don't have any defenders. I'm defenseless. Oh, woe is me. If somebody attacks, they'll get mauled by a bear.
If somebody attacks into 4 of those without knowing what they do, then I think they have other problems. What's that artifact? Oh, nothing. Oh, well, I'll take your word at that.
It doesn't look all that bad.
You've activated my bear trap card.
Okay,
Good.
I've looked it up,
Okay.
and
Pith.
oh god, she's loud. Sorry, chat. Yeah, it's pronounced pith, and I even went to Wikipedia for pithing, and I looked up the pronunciation guide, and yeah, it's the I is in kit, so it's pithing, and the th is in thigh, so it's pithing. Well, I guess how do you pronounce? Is it thigh or yeah? It's thigh, so it's pithing. Yeah, yeah. Yay! I know things, or I know how to find things out.
Good job.
Huzzah.
Because I know you're right. This is a conversation we had before, and we just sort of left it hanging. But now I can definitively go look it up because I'm smart like that.
Good job.
Woot.
Pithing, not to be confused with pithing.
I want to talk about old stick fingers, which sounds like.
Sorry, what? Wait a minute.
I
Chet
wanna
said, "You
talk-
notice the statue in Moonsilver Key." No,
It's
is
an
that
artifact.
is that supposed to be crap?
Avacyn?
That's the word. Thank you. Is that who that is? Oh, it is. I see the
Clearly-
spear. It's a headless Avacyn.
Who's
Eh.
holding a baby Metroid?
An upside down baby Metroid.
Oh, crossover confirmed.
Oh, wow. And the flavor, I don't even know what the card does. One tap and sack it's a 2-mana artifact. It's uncommon. One tap and sack, Moonsilver Key. Search your library for an artifact card with a mana ability or a basic land card. Reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle. That's cool.
Yeah.
But the flavor
What's that?
text is, to restore the day-night balance, the Celestis mechanism's sun gold lock must be reunited with its long-lost key.
Are you the gatekeeper?
I was going to say, there's literally a keymaster somewhere. So that's neat. Yeah, thank you. Because I would never have looked at this. And Chet also pointed out, if your opponent also gets a pithing needle, you can get into a pithing contest. I thought it was funny. Okay, old something or other. What'd you say?
Old stick fingers.
Where's that?
It's in gold.
Ah, there it is.
For old stick fingers.
Ugh.
For
I
an
think I watched a horror movie with this in it.
Yeah, right?
What was that?
I
No, I'm being serious. What was that called? It was on Netflix. I think it was a Netflix exclusive. I can't remember what it was called, though. I can see the actors. I'll look it up.
I don't know. But this card, for an X, a black, and a green, is a star. Legendary horror. It's rare. When you cast this spell, reveal cards from the top of your library to reveal X creature cards. Put all creature cards revealed this way into your graveyard. Then put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So he only is going to mill away X creature cards. Old Stick Finger's power and toughness are each equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. It's really interesting design space because usually it's like, okay, mill for X cards, and who knows if you'll get creatures or not. This only hits the creature cards, which of course then in a set like this, sometimes your graveyard is also your hand, as Mike would say. So cards with Disturb and other things, hey, they're going right in there, but also he's getting bigger. And I like that you can always just pay a black and a green if you've already got enough stuff in your graveyard to have a big. And I mean, come on. It's old stick fingers. This is another one where I feel like kind of like the meat hook thing, where it's like I kind of want to know the story here, and I kind of don't. I'm not really a big horror film guy. I can appreciate it. I don't really seek them out, but it reminds me a little. You remember the? Did you ever see what was the M. Night Shyamalan movie, The Village?
Yeah.
This reminds me a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
But I mean,
I
I
can't
also want to talk
find
about
the
the
damn thing.
I want to talk about the Angel. All the stuff in this row is great. There's lots of great cards here, but the thing that really stood out to me about this was just how is this kind of unique. It wasn't another werewolf. It wasn't another Geist.
The
Nothing
Ritual.
wrong.
Sorry, I finally found it.
The Ritual was the movie that this reminded you of.
Yeah.
Okay, but I like how evocative this is, and it's clearly inspired by something like that, but it's not the same thing that we've seen over and over again. It's really kind of unique, and its name is Old Stick Fingers.
Which really sounds like a folk monster, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh yeah, very much so.
Especially here in the South. Like where I've heard death referred to as old rattlebones, and
Yeah.
the devil referred to as, what was his name?
Old Tom or Old Scratch.
Old Scratch. That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, the old stick finger sounds like a thing that lives in the woods, and all the rural people just know what the deal is with old stick fingers and how to avoid old
Yeah.
stick fingers.
What happened to little Billy? Oh, Old Stick Fingers got him.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Chat says that his alternate art is terrifying, so now we have to go look. Gold. Wait, it was gold, right?
It was gold.
Oh, it's one of the line art ones, and I don't know. I think I don't really like the style that much of this particular piece, so it doesn't really do much for me. For me personally, I think the regular art is much creepier. I think if
I'm
they
with you
got
there.
if they did these more in the style of like scary stories to tell in the dark, I think I would never ever look at them ever again. Now that I think about it. But anyway, more cool stuff.
Yeah.
You said you wanted
Somebody
to talk
else-
about the Angel.
I mean, the Angel's awesome too. So I just took Old Stick Fingers. Why don't you tell us about Liaisa?
Liesa?
Li-
Liza. Forgotten Archangel for 2 white black. Do we know who this is?
This is so originally there were 4 archangels: Gisela,
Bruna,
Sigarda,
Sigarda.
and Lizella. And Avacyn kind of did away with Lizella. I don't know if she necessarily killed her or just displaced her or what.
Probably threw her in the Hell Vault.
Probably, but
That seemed to
now
be her
she's
MO.
and there was I thought there was another version of this, and apparently it was made in a commander set, but it acted a little different than this version does.
Okay.
But we had not seen in a standard legal set. We hadn't seen this because I don't think it was necessarily canon that she was back until now.
Gotcha. So, Liesa? I'm going to go with Liesa. I don't know if that's right. Forgotten Archangel for 2 white black is a 4/5 flying lifelink legendary angel. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, return that card to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. Oh. And if a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. Oh. That's nasty. I like it. Huh. That's just all upside, isn't it?
It
Yeah.
is.
And a 4/5 with flying and lifelink for 5. Granted, it's 2 colors with 3 colored mana symbols, so it's not super simple to pull off, but still, damn.
Worth it.
Totally.
Yeah, and I mean, as you said, don't neglect the lifelink. So.
Yeah. All right, what else?
Like
I've
the one
named-
Do what?
below the red white one.
Hiccup.
Rim
Okay, what's that do?
Corollis. Corollis. Yeah. Stuart Slayer.
What?
For 1 red white, he's a 2/3 legendary creature, human knight, that's rare, flying and haste. If a spell would deal damage to you or another permanent you control, prevent that damage.
Jesus.
If a spell would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage +1 instead.
Thank goodness this doesn't have flash, or this would just be stupid.
Yeah.
I really like that first clause about, oh look, all of your lightning bolts are they're just not going to do anything now. So,
Wow. That's pretty good.
yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
There's another where was it? I saw, if you like red white stuff, how about Angel Fire Ignition? For 1, a red and a white is a sorcery. It is rare. Check this out. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. It gains vigilance, trample, lifelink, indestructible, and haste until end of turn. And it has a flashback of 2 and a red and a white. Just make a creature just bejesus. Just you know.
So to blatantly steal a joke I saw in a Facebook comment, if you flash it back, does it become the remix to Ignition? Hot and fresh out the kitchen.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm choosing not to acknowledge it.
I'm like, so what? I'm drunk. It's the freaking weekend, baby. Okay, sorry. Anyway. But yeah, this card is nuts. Thank goodness it's a sorcery. Like if this was an instant, it would cost, oh god, 5? 6? I don't know if they'd print it as an instant, honestly.
I don't know that they would. I feel like that's too much.
Yeah.
It wouldn't. It would cost $1 million, or it would do like half this stuff.
And it certainly wouldn't have flashback.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, Angel Fire Ignition is nice.
Is it fire?
It is straight fire.
Okay.
Oh, did you
Hey,
see the
Dirk.
froggy?
Yeah, I was gonna say. So there's a Simic card here that's just for Dirk.
The cloaked counterpart.
You want to read that again?
It's not cloaked.
Cloaking
It's not
counterpart.
cloaked. It's not cloaking.
Croaking.
Croaking. Yeah.
All right, so the croaking counterpart for 1 green, blue. It's a rare sorcery. Create a token that's a copy of target non-frog creature, except it's a 1/1 green frog.
Oh my god.
And it has flashback of 3 green blue.
And read the flavor text.
Frog is the sincerest form of flattery.
Now, this has a lot of utility for things with special abilities. Like where you don't care the size of the creature.
Uh-huh.
Like, well, if this was Hearthstone, I'd say like Death Rattles. But things with dice triggers or enters the battlefield triggers, or what have you, or tap abilities, just anything utility that's useful, where, again, you don't care what size the damn thing is.
Mm-hmm.
Then
This does bring a question.
What's the question?
So it says that's a copy of target non-frog creature, except it's a green frog. So its creature type is frog, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
So if you make a copy of a legendary creature that's on the board,
it will.
Okay, a creature's legendary status is not its creature type. That's a subtype. So it does not overwrite the legendary part of it.
Okay.
Super type.
Thank you.
Just because someone will be like, actually, yeah, we know. Brian just talked too fast.
I do.
So it was one of those things where let me get a ruling on this one. So the answer is
it'll die.
Yeah.
Right? Wait, how does the legend rule work these days? You pick one to die?
You pick one to die. Probably not the one that's a frog. I mean...
Probably the one that's a frog, not the original.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Technically, you pick the one to survive is how Arena does it. Same difference, really. Trust me, I've done enough misclicks to be like, I'm going to get rid of that one. And it's like, well, that was a dumb move. That one was pacifism. And I'm like, crap.
All right. So is the legend rule that because I remember the old legend rule was there can literally only be one of that thing in play. Didn't the legend rule become at some point where you could have a legendary and the opponent could have a legendary out at the same time?
That is correct.
Yeah, if you use this to copy an opponent's legendary, you just get it. But if you're copying,
that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, if you're copying your own, then
that was dumb.
Then that was dumb. If you're
that's what I was thinking.
Unless it's got a dies trigger that you really want without losing your creature, then you're paying 3 mana to trigger it. Hey, that's cool.
Well, that was my thing, is that someone has something really cool and you're like, I would really like that. And you play this and then you get a copy of that thing. So kind of holding it in reserve, kind of like a counter spell or something.
Yeah. Yeah. The legend rule, see, we get tripped up on this, listeners, because the legend rule has changed so many times over the years. And we play Magic so infrequently that it takes us a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, right now the legend rule only applies to one side of the battlefield at a time.
Correct.
And you only get to keep one, so the rest have to die.
And for a while, first with Planeswalkers, if there was any Jace out playing, somebody else playing a Jace, it got rid of either both of them or the first one. And then it was, okay, well, you can have one Jace. Everybody can have one Jace. And now it is, you can have as many Jaces as you want as long as they're different Jaces. So, just making everything confusing.
Pretty much,
but
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. You think I worked for R&D or D&D or DNR and T?
Yeah, back during the days of what was the name of the deck that had Jace the Mind Sculptor and the stupid birds?
And the Stoneforge. Callblade.
Callblade, yeah. Back during the days of Callblade, when 4 Jace the Mind Sculptor were in every deck, people were playing the original Jace Beleren for 3 mana solely as removal for enemy Jace the Mind Sculptors. Because that's how the legend rule worked back then.
You played baby Jace to kill grown-up Jace.
Exactly. And it was just weird.
It was.
But yeah, chat did just point out, remember, it says non-frog creature, so your creatures that have, like, changeling or all creature types don't work.
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind, because it'll come up at some point, and then you'll be like, why isn't this working?
I really want a copy of that thing. What do you mean it's a frog? It doesn't look like a frog.
Oh man, did you guys see Faithful Mending? in gold?
I feel like I did. I'm still looking at the art for Can't Stay Away, and I'm really wondering if that was commissioned for something else. But, whatever. Fateful Mending.
Yeah, Faithful Mending.
Okay.
It's the
That's...
opposite of Faithless Looting. Because for a white and a blue, it's an instant that says you gain 2 life, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. And it has flashback of 1, a white, and a blue.
Well, there you go. Hey, and the flavor text.
Oh, yeah, the flavor text is, what has been looted can be restored. The church lives on within us. Ah.
I didn't even realize that. That's cool.
Yeah.
I don't want to... Flesh Taker says it's a human.
It's a human in a really fancy hat that happens to be a cow's head. A bull's head? A steer's head. Ugh.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on here? I just realized it's an assassin. What?
I got a very strong Children of the Corn vibe from this.
Oh, and it's holding a big-ass cleaver. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
I missed that until just now. I guess that's how it's an assassin. It walks up and you're like, your brain stops and you go, what the? And then it hits you with the cleaver while you're trying to figure out what the hell. Hell out of an assassin.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, wait. The other best name ever for a card is in black.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Crap, where is... Oh, I bet that's a commander card. Yeah, I think it's a commander card, which we're not doing tonight, so never mind. But it's called Ghoul's Night Out. Huh?
Ghoul's Night Out. I hadn't seen that one. So many good cards here. I feel almost bad because there's almost really too much to take in. Sacred Fire really does point out to me just how kind of ridiculous what was that?
Lightning
Helix. Yeah.
Yeah, Lightning Helix was way too good, which I think was the point.
Yeah.
In green, there's Unnatural Growth.
Ooh.
Unnatural Growth. What's that do?
For 1 and 4 green.
Oh my
Whoa.
god!
Enchantment. Yeah. At the beginning of each combat, double the power and toughness of each creature you control until end of turn.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a quote-unquote do-nothing enchantment, because it does nothing unless you have, I don't know, a creature.
Wow. So if you're going to do something that involves toughness to murder stuff, you better do it before combat. Because once the combat hits, everything's going to get swole. Buh. One more time. Buh.
So, there's a common here that I actually really like. It's not anything super duper fancy. It's just kind of solid. It's Path to the Festival. For 2 and a green, it's a sorcery. It's common. Search your library for a basic land card. Put that card onto the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle. Then if there are 3 or more land types among lands you control, scribe 1. And it has flashback of 4 and a green.
That's neat.
Yeah, right? I mean, I just feel like that's just good, solid, easy to understand ramp.
Wait,
It's
that's
nothing
yet
fancy.
another hinting at multicolor card.
I wonder if this whole Demon of City... Oh, but haven't they said the Demon of Cities things is wedges?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like apparently 2 hours behind the conversation, but yeah.
So all
yeah,
is
they're
well.
Oh, yep. You know how this works.
Huh. Neat. I like the
am-
way that they're seeding that stuff ahead of time.
Yeah.
Like, this could be any kind of land search spell, so why not make it work with something in the future?
Yeah.
That's just the second one I've noticed in this set, and my brain went, wait, pattern detected. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. There's a card called Tapping at the Window.
I just like Eccentric Farmer, but go ahead. What's tapping at the window?
Oh, I don't even care. I just like the name.
Oh, okay.
It's 1 in a green, common sorcery. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Reveal a creature from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest into your graveyard, and it has flashback 2 in a green. But it's called Tapping at the Window, and it shows up like a tree branch that looks all creepy that's tapping at the window.
Maybe it's old stick fingers.
Buh. So would you say oh, there it is. Oh yeah, the bug lady.
Yeah. Doesn't really even matter what it does. It's not anything all that special. It's just a lady feeding a giant bug.
Feeding a pumpkin.
Somebody saw Men in Black too many times.
She's like, here, you sweetheart of a bug, have a pumpkin. And actually, I don't know if they specified shards or wedges. I think they just said 3-colored stuff.
Okay.
Chat said, oh wait, I thought they said shards. I don't think they said either. At least not in the initial announcement that we read.
It's 3-color some way, somehow.
Yeah, we know that 3 colors were mentioned once. I don't know if it'll be a 3-colored set, but yeah. Okay, let's go back down here to the double face cards. Those are fun.
Yeah, like Curse of Leeches. That's a fun card.
What color's that?
It's black. It's Curse of Leeches.
I mean, that could be. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
yeah, right.
I mean, I'm not trying to say like, I'm just kind of going, So Curse of Leeches for 2 and a black. It's an aura. It's a curse. It's rare, so it has enchant player. As this permanent transforms into Curse of Leeches, attach it to a player. Notice that. Okay? So originally when you cast it, it's going to enchant somebody, but then if it transforms into Curse of Leeches, attach it to a player. So you know there's going to be some back and forth here. At the beginning of enchanted player's upkeep, they lose 1 life and you gain 1 life.
I like this card already.
And it has Daybound.
Because of course it does.
Start the cycle, right? Oops. Sorry. Hold on. 1 second.
Oh, Brian's breaking stuff.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
God dang it. All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
You could probably hear me the whole time.
Yeah.
I accidentally got my headphone popped out. So let's flip it there to the backside. The backside is Leeching Lurker. It's 1 big leech instead of a bunch of little leeches. It is a 4/4 with lifelink. Straight up. How much did this cost to play on the front side?
3.
2 and a black.
Black.
Yeah. Yeah, this is vaguely terrifying.
Vaguely, he says.
Being generous.
Yeah, just everything about this is awful, like from a flavor perspective. But as far as card design, I really like it. It's sort of like a Tackle Maggot. If Tackle Maggot could jump up and punch your opponent square in the head.
Yeah. Which that would be impressive to see.
It would, yeah. Then again, I think anything is like a Tackle Maggot, so maybe don't listen to me.
You are bringing it back pretty old school.
I loved Tackle Maggot back in the day.
You did.
Let's see.
It is
here.
10:20 somehow. I mean, I've been having a good time. Did we talk about the Mysterious Tome?
No, that's where I was gonna go.
Then you should go there.
Oh, okay. So the Mysterious Tome for 2 and a blue is an artifact. And it has 2 tap, draw a card. Okay. Transform Mysterious Tome. Oh, so you get to read one thing and draw a card. Okay. And then it transforms into the Chilling Chronicle. Oh, it's a pop-up book. And it has pay 1 and tap to tap target non-land permanent. Transform Chilling Chronicle. Oh, that's cool.
Now notice when they transform, it doesn't untap.
Well, yeah.
So
that would actually be busted if it did. So you get one use at a time. So it's an icy manipulator, and then over here it's it can't tap lands, but still. And then on the back side, or on the front side, it draws a card, and then you can tap something down, and then you can draw a card, just back and forth each turn.
Yeah,
that's really cool. I like that a lot.
I also like it.
Yeah. Bye. What? Why is... Okay. So, the Malevolent Hermit right next to it?
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, I flipped over to see what its backside is, and it's the Benevolent Geist. What?
Yeah. Apparently, death is the best teacher. It's like Scrooge if he never woke up.
Oh, wow. That got dark. Man. So Malevolent Hermit, for 1 and a blue, is a 2/1 human wizard. Pay a blue and sacrifice him to counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 3. So he's a non-creature mana leak. Right? Mana leak was 3, right?
That is correct.
Yeah. And it has Disturb of 2 and a blue. So you cast it from your graveyard, and it comes back disturbed as Benevolent Geist, which is a 2/2 spirit wizard with flying. Non-creature spells you control can't be countered. Oh. And if Benevolent Geist would be put in a graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. Oh, okay. The flavor text on the back says, all his old grudges suddenly seemed laughably petty. So he laughed. Oh, he died and realized it was all pointless to be all mean all the time. So now he's a helper. Oh, that's a feel-good story for the ages right there.
It is. It is. You were all like, I don't get what's going on here. And I'm like, this is a happy thing. This is a good thing.
Look at him. All right, chat asked if we talked about Dennick. Who is Dennick? What color is Dennick? So it's in DFCs. I'm going to guess. Dennick. Yeah, here we go. It's gold. All right, so I've been reading cards. Someone else. Dirk, tell us what Dennick does.
Let's see.
Dennick?
Dennick.
Hansel?
Dennick. Highest apprentice. For white-blue, he's a 2/3 legendary creature, human soldier that's rare, with lifelink. Cards in graveyards can't be the target of spells or abilities, and has Disturb of 2 white-blue. He transforms into Dennick Pious Apparition. So he's a spirit soldier that's a 3/2 with flying. Whenever 1 or more creature cards are put into the graveyard from anywhere, investigate. This ability triggers only once each turn. If Dennick Pious Apparition would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead.
Since it's got that clause, yeah.
So it went from being a nice, helpful, lifelinky soldier that protects graveyards to being a nice, helpful, flying spirit that, gives you clues. I like it.
Yeah.
I love the art on the backside, too. That's really pretty. The way it's all dark and he's all shiny, but he disappears partway down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So are we about ready to call it just because it's late?
I think, yeah. I mean, there's still a lot of stuff here, but it's late.
So let's stop on Ludovic because he's Ludovic. You remember Ludovic?
He is Ludovic.
I don't remember why I remember Ludovic. Why do I remember Ludovic?
Because he's been around for a while. I mean, he's one of the like, oh look, we're on Innistrad, so Ludovic.
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 What is this from? Oh, Commander Legends. Oh, right. He had Crom, Ludovic's Opus. You remember Ludovic's Opus?
Yeah.
That was what is this? Oh yeah, there we go. The partner thing, the red blue partner commander. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Wasn't there something else with Ludovic? Ludovic's Abomination. That's the one I'm thinking of. The test subject was the egg, and it turned into the Abomination. That was the 13/13 with Trample. Oh, there's also.
Yeah.
Oh, that's in this set. Never mind. There's also apparently Olag Ludovic's Hubris, but we haven't gotten to that yet. So let's end on Ludovic.
Sure.
So, Brian, tell us about Ludovic.
All right, let's talk about Ludovic. For a blue and a black, he is a legendary human wizard. He thinks he's a genius.
He is a necro genius.
Yeah. So a 2/3 for 2 mana. Whenever he enters the battlefield or attacks, mill a card. And yes, Dirk, that is from yourself. He has one of the more interesting transform costs. He transforms when you pay X, 2 blue, and 2 black, and exile X creature cards from your graveyard. To transform Ludovic, X can't be 0. There's a reason for this. Activate only as a sorcery. So you flip him over, so you've exiled those creature cards, right?
Oh. I found Olag, Ludovic's Hubris.
Yes.
Is hiding on the backside.
It was, and that is one kind of creature right there. It is a zombie. Yeah. It looks like it should be more things than just a zombie, but it's a legendary zombie. It is a 4/4. As this creature transforms into Olag, Ludovic's Hubris, it becomes a copy of a creature card exiled with it. So remember all those creature cards you exiled when you transformed it. Huh. Except its name is Olag, Ludovic's Hubris. It keeps the 4/4 stat, and it's a legendary blue and black zombie in addition to its other colors and types.
Oh my god.
Put a number of +1/+1 counters on Olag equal to the number of creature cards exiled with it.
So it's always a 5/5?
It's always a 5/5 at least, because it's always getting at least 1 +1.
Yeah, because it can't be 0, so it has to be at least 1.
Yeah. This feels almost. What's the commander that Mike has? It was one of the original commanders, like commander set commanders, where it's the blue, black, green guy that you take 2 creature cards and graveyards and you smush them together, and
crap.
It becomes a copy of the one and then gets +1/+1 counters for the other card. This feels like an almost build your own one of those. I can see it.
I can see the art on that damn card, but I can't. A mimeoplasm.
Mimeoplasm.
Thank you, chat.
Yeah. So this feels like a build your own mimeoplasm. But hold on, want to double check. You only exile creature cards from your graveyard. So part of the mimeoplasm is the fun of playing with other people's stuff. But here, if you're building your deck correctly, you're doing it to maximize this effect. So yeah, this feels like a really fun sort of commander.
Wow. That's trippy.
It is. There's a lot of words on this card, but they're kind of all necessary. So
yeah, the fact that it stays, it keeps the name Olag Ludovic's Hubris, and it keeps the 4/4 stat line, and it keeps legendary blue and black zombie, but also adds in the colors and types from whatever you're copying, is a trip. So you could totally make a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle zombie.
I have a question for Mike when she gets back. When he gets back, I mean, maybe you'll know the answer to this one, but I feel like this is some high level stuff. If one of the cards you exile with this has Daybound,
Oh, that I don't know.
yeah. See, I feel like that's a headache waiting to happen. But you can't tell me they didn't. Maybe that will be in the release notes because there's enough cards in this set that I can't imagine they would be like, oh, we never foresaw that possibility.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure that regular double face cards you don't ever copy the backside. I think it just if it tries to transform and there's nothing back there, it just stays
Right.
because copies don't get both sides, right?
Pretty
I think
sure.
that's right.
I I think that's right.
But
I'm just saying if it has the Daybound mechanic, well then,
what happens
hmm,
when it turns to night?
exactly.
And because Daybound and Nightbound has other rules attached to it, like they can't be transformed by any other means that aren't on the card anywhere. I have no idea what if there are other rules that say, "Oh yeah, you totally copy both sides" or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be that nothing happens when it turns to night and you just get whatever it is. Or it could be that there's some special rules. I don't know because I haven't looked into any of that.
Tune in next week when, we pester Mike with questions.
Maybe. All right then. So is
This
that a
feels
good
like a
place to
good starting
stop?
place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's lots of other neat stuff. I think we can safely have enough stuff to talk about into the future. But
Oh my god, look at the heckin' good doggo. Sorry. I scrolled up and saw Hound's Tamer and went, ho ho ho. But, alright. Let's go back to dorks. There we go. So, dorks. What do we got? Finally thinking. Or whatever,
finally
however we do it.
thinking. So, I was telling these guys before the show, we had a bit of a, how do I say this?
A scare?
A bit of a scare. Yeah, that's essentially what it was. We had a bit of a scare with Sam, and she's fine, absolutely fine. But there was a possibility of her having the disease that shall not be named, also known as COVID-19. Don't want
Put.
to fill people's imaginations with really bad stuff. Um, and turned out to, as far as we can tell, not be. As far as we can tell, the test came back negative.
I was going to
So
say, I'm pretty sure
we
you
seem
can
to be
tell.
good. Yeah. But it was still kind of an interesting time for us for the last essentially 24 hours. So glad that everything seems to be okay. She's feeling much better. We're thinking it was a stomach bug, but appreciate the thoughts and concerns from everyone we spoke to about it, and she's doing fine. She's gonna be going back to school tomorrow. So let me just say that despite the best intentions of most of us, I think if you're watching the show, you're probably hopefully trying to do the right thing. Hopefully, we are still going through this. If you feel like you or a loved one may be having some symptoms, don't wait on it. Go check and keep doing what you're doing. Stay healthy, stay safe. Again, anyone listen to this, hopefully you're doing the right thing, but make sure you're staying vigilant and keeping keep doing what you're doing, man. Or not, man. That sounds bad. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm rambling a little bit. Hope everybody is staying
No.
safe. Yeah. Hope everybody's staying safe and doing what you need to do. And just don't. Bottom line, don't wait if you think something might be going on. Don't just assume it'll clear up or that it's not what you're afraid of. Um, that's pretty much all I got. Very glad that we're okay, but thinking of the people that aren't as fortunate. That whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, that was a little off, but next.
Final thoughts for me. Um, I had a lot of fun last weekend. No one, as of right now, has shown any symptoms or anything of that sort with our folks. And, Chelsea and I are vaccinated, and, we haven't felt anything. And if we somehow gave it to the kids aren't showing any signs or anything like that. So, all is well with us as of right now. And I think that's it in terms of us. Everything's going pretty well. I feel that this semester I may have taken on more responsibility than I really wanted to. I thought I'd be like, oh yeah, I can do this and this, and then have now quickly realized that, oh my gosh, I might, if I get out of this school year with some hair still left on my head, then I will be lucky.
Put.
Yeah, rub it in.
Put.
That's really how I feel right now.
I have a ponytail.
So did Mike. Almost.
Wait, really?
He could,
Oh,
he
his
easily
hair-
could
his
have put
hair-
his hair into a ponytail.
His hair is pretty righteous, and I and his mom told him, she's like, Michael, as soon as we saw her, you need to get a haircut.
And you know what? I heard that in her voice too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lord. Okay then. So is that me?
Yep.
That's you.
What? Wake up,
I'm trying.
or don't, because we're almost done. So, as always, you should go to patreon.com/themanapool and become a lifeguard, because that helps quite a lot, and you can get some perks. You can get early access to YouTube videos and podcasts, and you can get the odds and ends and the sponsorship shout out. So hey, to the mythic lifeguards out there, excuse me, thank you. Let's go in this order: Connor Kennedy, Violet Moon, Al, Team You Hellas Are You, The Beast Father, Aaron Goodwine, Stan, Scuzzo, PJ McMullen, Beardy Man, who's not here. Scroll too fast. John Parker, Jason Kaus, Casey, Jeff Spencer, Jake Jansons, Mr. Dr. Lewis, Jason Doan, Andrew Hunt, Gothic Man, glad you're back, buddy, Kim Ho, Cody Buckowing, ALK Alters, and Aleph Cat. Yay! And to all of our lifeguards at every tier, thank you so much. Yeah. Also, speaking of other things, over on the YouTube channel, so you guys remember a few months ago I was playing Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
Well, I was turning them into YouTube videos, and apparently the YouTube videos just stopped in the Chaos Shrine. Because...
Yeah, you ran into Tiamat too early or something?
Yeah, I ran into the second Tiamat unexpectedly, and that's where I ended the episode, and that's where the series ended, accidentally. Because after that, I planned out what I was gonna do for the next video, and ran through. Okay, I can cut this part out, and I can shrink this down, and I'll put a fast forward through this, and I even went and downloaded some stuff like assets, audio and video and images and whatnot to put into that episode for jokes I made. And then I got sidetracked with other stuff, and then I never actually did all of that. But in my brain, I thought I had. So I was clearing up hard drive space, and I found a save file that was named FF111, but the video was FF110, and I went, wait, what's this? And I opened it up, and it was a big-ass unedited section, and I went, well, wait, how did I do it if I didn't save it? And I felt this creeping, oh no. And I went to the YouTube channel, and 10 was the last one I did. And I was like, I know I did this. So I searched through the hard drive, thinking maybe I already put it on the archive drive. No, I didn't. I never actually did the edit. I just thought I did because, like I said, I planned it out and thought about it a lot and went and found some of the bits and did a lot of prep for it and just never actually did it. So yeah, it's up now. Sorry about that.
Good job, Joey.
Yeah, like, it was only a couple months. But, like, nobody was like, hey, stupid, you ever gonna finish Final Fantasy? And I'm like, I thought I did. Oh, no.
You did, yeah.
But, yeah, no. And this is why I need y'all to stay on me. Anyone who was watching that, be like, hey, when's the next video gonna come out? And I'd be like, what next video? And then I'd have been like, oh my god, like I did, except hopefully, not 2 months later. So, not that this is your fault in any way. It's all my fault, 100%. But yeah, sorry about that. But it's up now, so you can see the end. We fought Tiamat and we got the Masamune and we beat Chaos and saw the ending, and Chaos is really cool. The Chaos fight took forever. Yeah, I made at least one reference that will make you cry. Not sorry. Yeah, hell yeah. Also, I still have the Hitman video, the next Hitman video I've picked back up and I've been working on. And yeah, the hunting for Easter eggs. I haven't forgotten about that. And the MCU stuff is still in limbo while I figure out some things, cuz like I want to have everything figured out. I don't want to get like 2 videos in and go, "Oh, I should be doing it this way," cuz I want everything to be uniform, And I've hit a snag, so I'm thudding my head against the wall, essentially.
Oh, snags are awesome. I'm hungry. Oh, snag. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. I was like, no. That's what Dirk was doing earlier. That was just. But as always, I stream all the time over on twitch.tv/themanapool. I just finished Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. That was so awesome. I'm still too overleveled even for hard on New Game Plus. So I think I'm not going to stream New Game Plus. I'll probably just play it like myself, which is weird because I don't do that anymore, but I probably will. But I do want to stream Zangetsu mode, which for anyone that played Symphony of the Night, I think it's sort of like playing Symphony of the Night with, I almost said with Rondo. What's his name? Richter. Richter came from Rondo of Blood. That's where my brain was. So it's the same game, but you play it completely differently because you're, a different character. You're not Alucard. And that's I think that's what it'll be like playing as Zangetsu in Ritual of the Night. Because instead of Miriam, you're Zangetsu. Voiced by David Hayter of Solid Snake fame. Every time he started talking, I really kept expecting him to go, "What? Metal Gear?" But he never did. Not even when Miriam was wearing gear that was metal. She'd be like, "What do you think of my new armor?" He'd be like, "That's nice. Metal Gear you've got there." But no, they didn't even work that in, so I'm disappointed. And this is the first episode we've done since then. I did a giant one long stream on Friday night and then a massive 10-hour stream on Saturday a few weeks ago of Castlevania games. I was doing a taste test of all the Castlevania games that I have access to through various emulation means, because I then did an episode of School of Movies about Castlevania games, like the Castlevania games on the whole. And it was Alex and Sharon from School of Movies and me and Pluto Burns. And we had a blast. It was a 3-hour episode, but the finished product, Alex put like a bunch of Castlevania music behind us in the conversations. And they were really good conversations. We talked about all the games. The final product is like 3 hours long, so he only cut like a little bit. So you get to hear it all. Oh, it was such a good conversation. Like, I had a blast doing that episode. So it's School of Movies. It was, let's see, by the time this goes up, I think it was 1 episode ago, maybe 2. But yeah, it's a Castlevania episode. You should really check it out. It was an awesome episode. Whether you're a Castlevania fan or not, I highly recommend it, because we don't go like super deep in the weeds inside baseball, that sort of thing. You know, we're talking about video games. Most of these games I only played for 30-40 minutes, so we couldn't get super deep. But it's a really cool like overview of the series and what changed in each game and what we liked and didn't like. And, oh, it was a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. I will put a link down in the description / show notes / whatever. But okay, well, with that, we'll be done now. So, right? We done? Yeah, that's everything.
Yeah, we're done.
So, this has been episode... Click on the thing. 632 of the Mana Pool. Thank you all so very much for joining us. And, the morning sun has vanquished the horrible night.